Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to be covering the Tier 10 mainland Chinese destroyer, the Lushun. This is it. It looks like, of course, a Nest Sashimi at Tier 9, but this one is a Tier 10, of course. Now, this ship has been in the game a while, and I did initially cover it for a review a while ago in the Lushun Dockyard event. But it's coming back up in the Lushun B Dockyard event, and now I don't have access to Lushun B early, but it is the exact same ship, and it is a clone, so we'll be covering it in this video. The ship build I'll be running for this video, by the way, is this. So make sure to pause the video and take a look at it if you so need. We are taking a main gun build, pretty much full main gun build in this case. And before we really talk about the ship, because I love mentioning it, because it helps the channel out a lot, for those of you who haven't subscribed, I would greatly appreciate a sub to the channel, as I believe around 50% of you now are subscribed, so I would greatly appreciate it if you're not subscribed to the channel. If you're enjoying the content, of course, subscribe. And leave a like on the video and a comment, etc., because it helps out the channel quite a lot. But here we are with the Lushun Tier 10 Chinese destroyer. So what do we have? We have 25,750 HP here. We've got 1.5 second reload with our main guns with this build. That, of course, is going to get buffed 10% when we actually use our main guns and we're spotted in the open, which we probably will end up getting spotted in the open because, as you can see, we do not have smoke screen. We do, however, have a heal, and the heal is quite interesting. It's a bit of a different take to a super heal. As you can see, New Sashimi, well, you can't see, but New Sashimi has a super heal where it works normally, where you reload normally, and then the HP goes up really fast. In this case, we have a very long duration heal, so 60 seconds, and it heals only a bit per second. So it's not going to be super fast healing, but it will be high healing. So we get 9,200 HP back if we get our full heal, but it does take 60 seconds to receive that heal, which is okay, I guess, because we do need the HP regardless, especially since we don't move that fast. You see another lacking consumable, that is the speed boost. We don't have speed boost on this one, unfortunately, but that's okay. It doesn't really need it. I've played this ship quite a lot, and I'll show the statistics and everything after the game's done. We'll go a bit into detail after the game's done. I'll show you my commander build. I'll show you the statistics I have in the ship. I'll show you the ship characteristics themselves. But anyway, the consumable, one more, we have the Hydro. We actually get 5.5 kilometer Hydro, which is, well, second best, of course, after German Hydro at Tier 10, which is pretty good. And now, in terms of its playstyle, it's not really that complicated. It's just a gunboat, guys. There's really not much going on here. You do get 11 km deep water torpedoes, which you can definitely use to your benefit in maybe later on in the game or something. They go 65 knots. They do 17.9k damage. They are stealthy. And most importantly, they go 11 kilometers. Now, keep in mind, they only hit battleships, carriers, and cruisers. They will not hit destroyers and submarines, of course. But overall, it'll help you if you're in an emergency situation where you need to just output some torp damage at the end of the game, or someone is rushing you, etc. Now, the main guns, which is probably the most important part of the ship. 1.5 second reload on the Soviet guns. We get 4 guns. It reminds me of, for example, something like a Smaland in terms of reload. I don't know exactly what Smaland reload is. I think Smaland's actually 1.3 seconds maybe, or something along those lines. Could be 1.5. In this case, of course, it is 1.5, but we do have Fearless Brawlers, so when we are spotted, we are going to get fast reload. We have that Soviet AP on our main guns, because these are Soviet main guns that reload very, very fast. As you know, maybe Neo Sashimi has 3 second reload, I think, or something along those lines. This one has 1.5, and basically we get the exact same hull and guns, except with 1.5 second reload, and I guess a different consumable layout. I believe actually Neo Sashimi does get smokes, speed boost, and super heal, I believe. I don't remember actually. Maybe we should play Neo Sashimi very soon, because I haven't played it in quite a long time. But anyway, Lushun here. So we're trying to reverse into a position. You're gonna see this early game go a bit slow here, because we're trying to just get into a position where we can spot the Satsuma and farm him for free. Now, he is full broadside, so I want you to pay attention to my damage count here and how much damage I'm going to be climbing at. very fast. You see me, I think I started at around 25k. We're already up 15k damage pretty much in a few salvos. The damage output is pretty incredible on the ship. It's quite easy to play. Again, the arcs are pretty flat, as you can see. So in terms of aiming, it doesn't take a lot of skill and effort. I think mostly what you're going to have to be focusing on it a bit with the ship is the positioning. But luckily, with this build, you don't have to focus as much because you do have 15 km gun range, right? So you can kind of just sit further away and then aim because, well, these shells aren't actually that hard to hit on targets. Your fire chance sits at around, well, actually, I don't know by heart, so we're going to check. 6%. 6% is maybe not that high, but remember, we do have 4 guns at 1.5 second reload. So in terms of like that, it's actually pretty good at lighting fires. So overall, a pretty good ship. Now, originally, I think, back when I reviewed it originally, I think I said it's all right. But overall, after I played it way more often, this is just one of those ships I actually enjoy playing. It's one of those ships in randoms where if I want to just chill out and play a gunboat destroyer and not really have to think about a lot, I can just play this one. Whilst it's okay at playing a team-oriented role because of the 6.4 km hydro, it does have the benefit of having that hydroacoustic surge. So against certain things in caps, for example, or certain smoke screens, you actually have that advantage. Also, if you really want, you actually don't need to take the AFT or the Fearless Brawler. It's up to you. You can take concealment and maybe some other skills, and you can build it for concealment. I think the concealment goes down to around 5.9 detection, which is pretty decent actually. But personally, I prefer playing it gun build because I can just relax and not even get to think about playing. I just kind of like shoot around and see how much damage I do, I guess. Now, this game isn't going to be a super high damage game. This is just a game I played, I think, yesterday. I know, unfortunately, not a live commentary game, guys. I haven't done live commentary in about a week, I think, and a half, maybe 2 weeks even. But as long as I get some content out, realistically, I don't have much free time, guys. As you know, I do have a full-time job, so when I get home quite late, actually, because I hit the gym before, and then I come home at around, like, quite late. So I don't really have much time to actually do anything, so I just end up recording a video maybe some days. Some days not. I mean, I hope you understand that I can't record videos every day, unfortunately. But I do try my best to get a video or two out every week, which I hope is enough for you guys for the most part. But anyway, we get a broadside Stalingrad here. We get some armor piercing. We get, hopefully, free damage here. We're up to 109k. You see how much damage you're outputting on this guy, and it's a lot. 1.3k damage per 1.5 seconds is quite good. Overall, it's not like infinite, but it's quite good. So up to 120k damage, no kills unfortunately, but we do have 5 fires and 367 shell hits. Now, this isn't the best game I had in the Lushun, but this is a game I had dispatched, so it's something I can record for you guys. I think it's actually the only game I played dispatch. But overall, still a really good ship. Now, in terms of is it worth it for the Dockyard, Lushun B. If you already have Lushun, I mean, it's up to you if you want another Lushun. I don't think there's any point if you have already Lushun. And especially since it was a Dockyard ship, it wasn't that expensive. But if you don't have Lushun, you should definitely consider getting it. This is actually a pretty decent ship, especially if you like gunboat styles. This isn't one of those gunboats where you're gonna be like hugely trying to run around full speed. I mean, you are, but the full speed on this one isn't that fast, so you have to take that into consideration. The top speed isn't that fast, so it's not gonna be like Kleber or something, you know, or Khabarovsk. It's quite similar to Khabarovsk in a way, but again, quite different because you don't have that top speed advantage, but you do get that concealment, which is so good, right? But again, quite an easy ship to play. Here we see me kiting away. You might think, well, why am I not playing for the caps? Well, I want to get some damage here, and I feel like I can support the team here a bit more by outputting some damage and applying pressure on the enemy team by just killing the enemy team instead of just going into the caps. Going into C cap here, I would get contested by the Stalingrad. Going into B cap, I would die instantly from the Annapolis. And going into A cap, well, we still have the risk of getting radared by Annapolis in front of Holland, Carl, and Montana. And of course, we are pretty slow, and we were on this flank, so we are moving a bit in that direction, but, well, it does take time, right? So you have to give it some time. Anyway, I launched torps on the Satsuma. I hope I can land some, but unfortunately, he does get hit right before So he does take a lot of damage from my teammates. Luckily, we do still end up getting the torpedo kill on him, which is nice. Again, when people are pushing into you, you should definitely try to make use of your torpedoes, especially if they're running into range and, well, if they don't have hydro, like Satsuma and other battleships, certain battleships. Of course, some battleships do have hydro, and you'll see one actually here. Karl Johan has hydro, but I don't think that's going to matter that much in this case. But anyway, up to 141k damage. The Annapolis does die. I skipped a bit forward here because nothing really happened there, but now we have a Karl Johan in front of us, which is nice because we're going to be engaging him with a bit of main guns. Unfortunately, he does have those secondaries, and you do have to be a bit careful against secondary ships, maybe not Karl, but other secondary ships because of your big hull size and your slow top speed. So you do need to kind of sit out of secondary range when you're fighting certain ships. Now in this case, a Hollands gets spotted. I instantly lock onto him here. Well, not instantly, it took me a while, but there you go. I locked onto him. We're going to try to get some damage on him. He's down. I mean, look how fast we're able to kill this Holland, right? It's a big box that, well, just eats damage because we pen him literally everywhere. And pretty fast there, we just end up killing him. And we have our super heal running. Now it does, as you can see, take a while to heal, but it does heal us. And that's the most important thing. Even though it does take a while, we'll take the HP as much as possible because we need our HP back, you know? We need those HPs. Now in this case, I make this torpedo dodge a bit harder than it should have been. But we managed to dodge, and luckily we do end up killing the Karl Johan instead. So even though we dodged the torps, he did not dodge torps. For personal score, we ended up doing 186,211 damage, 545 shell hits, 2 torp hits, 3 incapacitations, 3 kills, 6 fires, 2 flooded ribbons, a spotted ribbon, dreadnought, and a win. Team score, we ended up getting 3rd place on our team, so not quite a good game. It was an okay game, I guess. For detailed report, we get 96k on that Satsuma, 35k on the Karl, 10k on the Holland, 22k on the Stalingrad, 20k on the Montana, 1.3k on the Marceau, and 0 on the Annapolis. You did see me, for example, not fight a lot of destroyers this game. Mostly it's because it's the map I think we're playing on Shards, right? No, Shatter. There's a lot of high, tall islands here, and there was radar cruisers in both caps. If we go into those caps to try to engage those destroyers, we're going to get radared, we're going to take risks. You have to be careful when you're fighting certain ships, so you have to always take a look at the map. Now, this doesn't mean you can't fight destroyers, guys. You definitely can, but it really depends on what ships are going to be supporting them, so do be careful on your positioning, especially since you're slow, guys. And it's not a super heal where you heal it all back up instantly. It's going to take a whole minute. So if you're just spotted and taking damage whilst running the super heal, you're going to take damage regardless, and you might even die. So do be careful. Damage distribution, 57k from HE, 68k from AP, 23k from Torps, and 37,000 from Fires, 0 from Floods. 34k damage received there, and credits and XP here. This is credits and XP screen. For my commander build for the Lushun, I'm running Preventative Maintenance, Last Stand, Survivability Expert, Superintendent, Fearless Brawler, Adrenaline Rush, and Main Battery and AA Expert, and Incoming Fire Alert. For equipment, I'm running Main Battery Mod 3, Concealment System Mod 1, Prop Mod 1, Aiming System Mod 1, Hydro Search Mod 1, and Main Armaments Mod 1. In terms of Superintendent, actually, you do get 4 heals. The heal is always useful, but you can actually trade it out for concealment if you so wish, but that's up to you. It gives you a bit of a hybrid sort of role because it allows you to not only have the gun build, but also have a concealment build, and you can kind of mix both. But that's up to you, of course. You will lose out on 1 heal and 1 hydro, so it's up to you. For armor layout, it's standard destroyer, 19mm armor. There's nothing special about this. For ship characteristics, we've got 25,750 HP. For artillery main guns, we have 1.5 second reload on 2 dual turret 130mm Soviet guns here. 2.2k AP damage, 1.4k HE damage, 6% fire chance, as we talked about, 15.3 kilometer range on this build. For torpedoes, we've got those 10 total torpedoes. The little window here, that's probably where the torpedo aimer stays. Look, there's a little door there. That's pretty cool. But anyway, 125-second torpedo reload time, 11-kilometer range, 65 knots of speed, 0.8 detection, 18k damage almost. Remember, they're deep water torps, so they only hit cruisers, battleships, and aircraft carriers. Maneuverability, we go 37.8 knots, making it on the slower end, I guess. Well, that includes speed boost on other destroyers. This destroyer doesn't have speed boost. 700-meter turning circuit radius, 4.6 second rudder shift time. And then for concealment, we've got 6.4 detection with this build, but that does go down a bit more. Probably 5.8. Or let's actually just take a look here just for general knowledge. 5.8 actually, yes. 5.8 kilometer detection, which is quite good actually for the Lushun. Now, for our exterior camouflages, we've got two. With this one, of course, the new one, the Lushun B, will have its own. And unfortunately, I'm not able to show that for you guys. But the normal Lushun has this camouflage available and this camouflage available. This is the Dockyard Camouflage, which actually looks pretty decent. I think in game it removes these ribbons and the flags, which actually probably makes it look pretty decent. Now, originally, the Lushun actually had another camo, which was really nice. But unfortunately, it did get removed from the ship. It is in my original review, I believe, of the ship. It does have that. But anyway, this one has this one, which is still okay, I guess. It's a single color camo. It kind of is what it is. Here's what Lushun looks like with a steel camo. And here's what Lushun looks like with an Arctic camo. But, you know, that's for fun, I guess. I'm not going to put those on the ship. For my statistics in the Lushun, now this is probably the hardest section to find in the video because I have to scroll till I actually see it. So hold on. Let's see. This is part of the fun, I guess, of trying to find it. Hold on, guys. I'm sure this is really entertaining for you guys, but hold on. Here it is. So we only played 34 games in the Lushun, but 65% win rate and average damage of 145,000, which is pretty decent, to be honest. Damage to ships record, 294. But more importantly, we're looking at that average damage of 145,000. That's pretty good. This destroyer can farm damage, definitely. So in terms of farming damage, it shouldn't be too hard. That is if you know how to play gunboats and you know how to position yourself in gunboats in general. But that is pretty much it for the Lushun video, guys. Just keep in mind it will be available as Lushun B in the upcoming Dockyard. And in terms of my recommendation, should you get it or not, if you don't have Lushun already, you should definitely get it, I think, because it's overall quite cheap to get Dockyard ships. But if you already have the Lushun, I don't really see a point unless you want to collect ships. If you want to collect ships, definitely. But if you don't, it's literally a clone, so it's definitely just up to you if you want to get it or not. But that's pretty much it for the Lushun video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Do let me know what you think of the ship. Do you recommend people get it for those who don't have it? I really want to also know what you guys think of the Lushun. Do you enjoy playing it? Do you play it at all? Or do you not have it? And are you going to be getting it? But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, do leave a sub and a like to the channel and the video, and a comment, and maybe even share the video if you do really enjoy the content. I greatly appreciate you watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Big fan!